Oh my gosh, I miss your beautiful face.
I miss you too. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm just posting. I'm putting here that I'm live with you for a question, a question and answer industry talk back. So let me hear. We have people joining us, just so when they come in, they'll know who you are and they can click on your page.
Okay, cool.
Yes, but I'm amazing. I've just been, taking some time to reflect during this quarantine and kind of just
Nice.
getting a couple things done, but meditating and relaxing, riding my bike. What about you?
That's awesome. Now is the perfect time for everyone to kind of like sit back and think about who they want to be, what they want to do. It's so important to use this time. I was just telling my mom this morning to use this time to also like fill yourself up. You have to give yourself that opportunity to like plug in, to recharge. So for me, as I say that, I speak the complete opposite. I've been like going and going and going, but it's all been greatness. I actually, I prayed for this.
Really?
I did. I prayed
Wow.
for a break. I prayed
Wow.
for a break without having to like disconnect myself from what I love, because I do have a full-time job. I am a casting director. I love what I do. However, I am so much more. And how do you tell your boss that it's like, I just need a month off to like do what I need to do,
Yeah.
So it's like, in a way, this was like, oh, everything that I kind of wanted, needed, and prayed for without having to take anything away that I love.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you say that because actually, if I'm honest, I think I probably prayed for the same thing. Whether
A
it had been in my
lot.
intentions, like in my intentions, like, oh, I just wish I can get a break so I could just really focus on some other things. So I guess our prayers are answered as they always are.
Yeah, and people, like people really have to think about, that's why I always say this. I always say like our words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. So what you speak is what you create. You're putting a spell on your universe pretty much. So it's like, how many times did you say you needed a break? How many times did you say that people are distracting you? How many times did you say that like you always wanted to work out but you didn't have time, or you wanted to do this but you didn't have time? Well, now is the time. So like, what are you really doing with it?
Absolutely. Man, I love your energy. I've loved your energy since we
Thanks.
met. The first day, our spirits just aligned. And I mean, I'm just so grateful, like, to have you, to know you, and have you here to inspire people. We've been on live with people like this whole week. They've just kind of just been talking about experiences in entertainment and
That's
just,
awesome.
yeah, like I started this nonprofit. It's called the Foundation for Artistic Talent and Empowerment. And so what we do is we provide financial services and mentorship services to artists and stuff, and just connect artists all over the world. So
That is
I reached out to
awesome.
yeah.
Yes, girl. I love that.
Thanks,
Thank you for
thanks.
reaching out to me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So all of you guys that are joining, we have Alicia Samaan. She's a casting director. She's an amazing human being. She's also a life coach. You're still that, right?
It's so funny. I don't like that title. Like,
Okay.
people like, no, I'm just here to share my story and all the lessons that I learned. So if that makes me a life coach in your eyes, then you can call me that behind closed doors. But for me, I'm just really doing what like God, is like positioning me to do.
Man, I love that you
So I'm not claiming to be, I don't got a certification. Like, God is like, my approver. Like,
No, exactly. God is my approver. No, I love that. But also, I will say that you do have, a large community of people that support you and do look to you for guidance. So we'll say that.
Thank you. Well,
So let's just get started, guys. You guys know who she is. I went on and tagged her there. I pinned her name there. So make sure you follow her and support what she's doing, as well as my Instagram's there. And then F.A.T.E Global is there as well. So you can watch this playback if you missed it while we talk today. So, sister, queen, tell us kind of how you got into like the entertainment, how you kind of got into casting. Where did that happen for you? Because I met you on Spike Lee's set.
You did. Where did it start? Really, I guess it started back in college. I went to the Illinois Center of Broadcasting. I had an internet TV show, and then I had an online radio show as well. From there, I became a music manager. So I did a lot of music management. I did a lot of music PR work. And then I had the brilliant idea one day of going on reality TV, thinking that it would like blow up my PR and management business. That was like the whole purpose behind me going on reality TV. I just so happened to kind of fit the description of what they were looking for. And so I went on reality TV. After that, I went down an extremely like dark path. Reality TV basically like just knocked me down to like the bottom, the ground I hit. And I really believe that that was meant to happen only to rebuild me into who I am today. I had to live that part of my life. I had to hit rock bottom. I had to be broke. I had to get everything like taken from me only to understand the true meaning behind being grateful and in what you have. After reality TV, that's when I decided to become a health coach. I lost over 70 pounds, and that kind of turned my life into a really positive direction. I quit smoking cigarettes. I stopped drinking. I separated myself from everything that I like once knew, again, only to create what this vision was that I had for myself in my mind. And then actually what really happened was I got into a really terrible car accident, and at that time I just moved back from California. When I was in Cali, I did still work on TV. It was right after my second reality TV show, and then I was a talk show host on the Maria Menounos network. So I was always connected to the industry, but it wasn't like full time as it was prior to reality TV. And then I moved back to Chicago. I got into a really bad car accident, and I feel like that car accident kind of reminded me of my purpose and reminded me of my voice and reminded me of like, wait, hold up, girl. You didn't just go on reality TV and do all that shit, go to health coach, but to not settle for being a health coach, but to kind of like stop pursuing that dream. Because I did have dreams of being on TV and doing more than what I was doing. And I did have dreams of having like this entertainment company. And because reality TV didn't work out the way that I had wanted it to, I kind of lost that drive for that. I got discouraged. I got super discouraged. I hit rock bottom pursuing this huge dream of mine. And that shit sucked. You know, it sucked. So I feel like, yeah, and I feel like that car accident kind of reminded me of like, hold on, your journey is not done. It is not over with. And that's when I went on Empire to be an extra. And I remember sitting on that set, and I looked around, and I was like, I want to be back in this industry, but I don't want to be on camera. So it's like, what do I really want to do in it, though? And then I started thinking about what I've always been passionate about, and that's discovering talent, helping talent develop. So I'm like, casting. Like, duh, casting. I'm like, all right, who's the next casting director? I need to find this woman or man. And I did my research, and I stalked my boss.
I love it. Come on. You see how real and transparent she is, guys? Come on. Somebody said your story is inspiring. Thank you. They already going off, man. She came on with this energy. Oh, sis, you got your look. I just scooted. Mine's almost hit me in the head.
Yeah, mine hit me. Mine just clacked me in the back of my head. Yeah, so no, real talk. I stalked my boss, Jess, and God, people will tell you they remember me being on that set as an extra. I sat in the corner. I barely spoke to anyone. When I met you, you were spoke with. I like, you know, like, yeah, like
we just connected. We just connected.
Yeah, we did, and I did that because honestly, what was going on in my head is one day I'm going to be your boss. I don't want to be your friend. And it's like, it sounds bogus, but at the same time,
you have
got a goal. Like, I'm not here to be your friend. I want to be your boss.
Yeah.
You know? So I held myself at a certain standard when I was on set. And then I think I stalked her enough, and I think I, got to her enough there. She was just like one day like, oh my God, are you available on Wednesday? Like, just get out my face.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Well,
I turned out to be a really hard worker, and the woman just saw me for who I was, and just gave me an opportunity, and I took it and I ran with it, and I trained under her for 3 years, and then I was promoted to being a casting director, and I just got done with my first show as the casting director.
wow, congratulations.
Thanks,
Man,
babe.
that's amazing. Like, seriously, I mean, just watching your trajectory from when I first met you and how you grind and just your work ethic and how you don't give up. You don't take no for an answer. You're a boss, period. Use my language, but you're a queen.
Right
Like,
back at you, girl.
come on. Seriously, like you're a queen and you're a boss and you just when you want something, you go get it. And I've known that since I met you. So I love that about you. So if you can talk about maybe your dream job, like whether it be in casting or whether it just be in entertainment, what does that look like for you?
You know what? Job in my mind is just over broke. So we don't do jobs around here. We live dreams.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, dream, yes.
So my dream life would pretty much just be doing what I'm doing now on a grander scale.
Okay.
So if that means being taking over the company that I'm working for right now and taking over Chicago as far as casting goes, but then also using my platform to inspire the world and my voice to change the world, that's truly ultimately like what I want to do. I love putting people in position to win. I love encouraging people. I love motivating people. So that is what I'm currently speaking. I'm allowing God to kind of move the pieces for me and to put me on the path. But the aim is to use my voice and my story to just help people. So
that's a blessing. Amazing. Like, you definitely are in alignment. And even the things that you're speaking to everyone here today, like, I know they feel that energy through this phone. So if you're not blessed by what she's saying or even inspired or motivated by what she's saying today, I don't know if you're listening.
Thank you.
For sure. So you kind of spoke a bit about some of the adversities that you faced, just kind of getting into the entertainment industry, kind of wearing a lot of different hats, learning a lot of different elements, and just how you had to kind of pull yourself out of a lot of different things. Can you kind of speak to how you did overcome that? And just, you kind of spoke to your adversities already. You're very open and transparent, but kind of how did you bring yourself? Because someone might be watching that is trying to pull themselves out of something today.
I went down so many different paths. I mean, I remember when I got out of the Bad Girls Club and I was working with my main artist, just trying to get him booked. People wouldn't take me seriously because now I had this label that was like Alicia from the Bad Girls Club. And it's like, wait, no, I'm a businesswoman. Like, I'm not this bad girl, but at the same time, I was this bad girl. So what I had to do was turn it all inward and look at what I needed to do as a human being to change the direction my life was going, because it wasn't the direction I wanted it to go. So I had to start with me. I had to change me. I had to change what I was listening to, who I was surrounding myself with, what I was reading, what I was eating, what I was doing every day, because all of that helped create who I was. And it's hard. I was living at my mom's house. I was dead broke. I didn't have a car. I was on reality TV. I mean, all the odds were against me. So what I did have was a phone, and my phone was my everything. So I would research everything. It was like YouTube University every day. Like, what can I listen to? What can I learn? What leadership development coach can I plug into? Like, what can I do that's nothing like I've been doing? Because what I've been doing created what I don't want. So you have to do the complete opposite. And when people overthink a situation that they're in, like, how can I get out of this? How can I get out of this? Do the exact opposite, the complete opposite of what you did to put yourself in there, and that's how you're going to get out.
Man, I love
what
that.
I had to do. It was like I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, girl, you're the problem.
Oh, come on now. And that's like sometimes the most difficult thing to do in the world, to just take accountability for where we are currently. So
Yeah.
you definitely spoke to that, and you're literally a testament to that. You know, you just said that's what you had to do. And most people are not that raw and will share that it was them. You know, they play the blame game and they'll
Yeah.
say it's, oh, I was born in an impoverished community, or oh, I didn't have my dad, or oh, I didn't have these resources. But none of that stood in your way. So that's a blessing. I mean, if you
Thank you.
could go back, and I know not in a place of regret, just, but if you can go back and tell your younger self something, what would that be? Because I'm sure your younger self is watching now, someone like you.
I would tell my younger self not to be afraid of making mistakes, making friends. You know, I think, yeah, I would probably just tell myself, like, girl, it's okay if you make a mistake. Like, it's okay if you trust the wrong person. It's okay if you love the wrong person. Like, you're gonna get over it, and you're gonna become a better person, and it's gonna teach you a lesson. So let it go, keep it moving, and you'll be fine. That's exactly what I would tell my younger self, because I feel like, you know, well, for me, it was like, you want everything to work. You want things to go great. You want people to like you. You want all these things. But it's like, just don't be so serious all the time. It doesn't have to always work out the way that you have planned.
Man, if you're not dropping words today, I'm even inspired by some of the things that you're saying. Thank you so much. I mean, that's amazing. So, just, I know that you meet a lot of actors. A lot of actors try to reach out to you in regards to opportunities and stuff like that. What is the best way to try to get involved with what you have going on when you're working on a project?
Like what I got going on personally, like,
No, just like if you're working on
or
a project, because like I know a lot of actors, they reach out, and I'm more so asking, like, what are some of your pet peeves that actors are doing when they're trying to reach out to you? What is the best way for actors to reach out if they're interested in a project you're working on?
okay, so like you're saying, if you were an actress and you wanted me to be a part of your project, what is the appropriate way to like approach me so I'm not like swerving you? Okay, so I mean, I would say like this, like, what comes from the heart goes to the heart. So if you're copying and pasting the same thing to every single person, I'm immediately gonna feel that.
Mm.
Okay,
Did you guys know that?
you, you know, so it's like, I've been in the music industry, I've been in radio, I've been in TV, you know, movies now, like everything. So it's like, I know when something is like copied and pasted and like on to the next.
Yeah.
People have to realize, like, a hustler is going to recognize a hustler, you know? So it's like, I did this game, you know? I played this game to get, I still do. I mean, I still reach out to people all the time, like, all the time.
Absolutely.
You have to come from a place of love, and you have to come from a place of, like, realness. Like, if you are reaching out to me, do some research on who I am. Because you might be asking me a question that is something that I'm not even about. And you would have realized that if you would have just did some scrolling and some reading and some researching. So it's like, know who you're reaching out to and know what the point is. Like, be very specific with what you want help with. So if somebody like reaches out to me and says, I see that you're a casting director, can you help me film? Or no, I see that you're a casting director. Can you listen to my like song? Or just something that's like not even like the same thing. It's like, what does me having to be a casting director have to do with listening to your song? What about the casting director aspect of my life do you want to listen to your music? Is it, hey, I see that you're into the entertainment world. If you have a second, I just dropped this song. Would you mind listening to it and giving me some feedback? If someone approached me like that, I would be like, oh, absolutely. And I would listen to it. I would give it my 30, 40 seconds to listen to it. If I like it after that, I'm going to keep it going and keep listening to it. If not, I'm telling them, like, it was great. Keep going, whatever. No, but it's like people will come at me and it's like, do you even know who I am or like what I do? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
swipe left and delete. Like, I ain't got time for that. So it's like, just know, you know, and be authentic, be real, and be transparent. You know, I actually was just on my messages, and this girl, like in the first two sentences, she said, I wasn't going to write you this. That alone was like, what is she going to say? And I click on it, and she spilled her whole heart about how she follows me and she's inspired and she has this organization wants me to work with. And I like read it like, oh my God, I want to work with that organization.
Wow.
So it's like, you
Wow.
have to do what you fear.
Wow.
Fear is not real.
Wow.
You know, step outside, but also come from a place of realness, because the real is always going to recognize real at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I mean, that's just, it's nothing else to be added to that. I don't have to give any sidebar to that one for sure. Let's take some questions from the audience, guys. They have questions for you. Again, if you guys have questions, put them in the question box instead of the comment box.
I love. Hey, babe.
We want to answer them. Someone says, being Nat says, is it best to connect with casting directors for auditions or get an agent to do that?
Agent. Absolutely. Great question. Yes, you definitely want to do an agent, because an agent is going to represent you and get you in doors that you couldn't get yourself in.
Mm-hmm. Love that. Could you kind of give maybe like 3 for a new actor, like someone that doesn't have an agent? What are like 3 tips that you think that they should be doing, not necessarily during this quarantine, but just in general to advance their artistic careers?
Have your monologue down. So if we're talking about quarantine, definitely have your monologue down. Use this time to research. So figure out exactly what your resume should look like, what your reel should look like, and what your headshots should look like. Definitely do your research. And then my third tip would be, now is the time to reach out to agents. Now is the time. They're bored, you guys. They're doing everything that they possibly can from their computers, from their laptops. So my best advice to anyone that's out there on their grind is email these companies, email these agents, come correct. We learned that already. Be very professional. Have your resume ready to go. Have your reel ready to go, and launch it out there. Get it out there, and make sure that this is fourth tip, and make sure that your social media is in alignment with who you want to be, what you want to be, and what you want these casting directors to see and these agents to see, because that does matter. It definitely matters. If you don't want them to see your social media, make sure all of your accounts are private. But that matters also, because they'll see that, like, they want people with big followings. It'll get you booked more.
Yeah, thanks for being honest about that, because I'm sure that that's a question that always comes up, whether or not social media really matters or not. You know, we have another question. Someone says, does your age matter as to when you get into the acting industry?
Honestly, and this is gonna be straightforward. Age doesn't matter with shit in life.
Come on.
Period. Excuse my language, but no, don't you dare put an age on yourself.
Oh!
No.
Guys, don't you just love her? Come on. Yes. I mean, there's nothing else to be said.
Just saying.
I don't necessarily know. I think they said being on the Bad Girls Club. I think they're asking, did being on the Bad Girls Club hinder your journey to where you are now?
So it didn't hinder my journey, because my journey turned out, my journey is the journey that I was meant to take. Did it make me reroute my entire life? Yes. Was it the hardest challenge battle I've ever experienced? Yes. Did it close 1,000,001 doors? Yes. Did jobs turn me down? Yes. Do people not take me seriously? Yes. Do I have to constantly not prove myself, but remind people of who I truly am, and what they saw was a person on a reality TV show? Yes. Did it hinder my life? I'll never let anything hold me back or hinder me from anything, but it definitely created tons of obstacles that only made me stronger in the end.
Wow. I mean, I gotta say, I've been going live with people this week, last week, and the guests that I've brought on, especially you, have been nothing but open, transparent, just like, I mean, a lot of the things you're sharing, you don't have to share. No one's like, I didn't call her before and say, talk about these things, say these things. We haven't even talked since
We did. I was like, are we still going live, girl? Because I just
yeah. Like, but yet you're just free flowing and just like speaking your truth. And man, I just really hope that you guys are inspired by the things that she's saying. Like, I mean, because anybody could be on reality TV. A lot of people are on reality TV and have different experiences, and they're not able to share those things of what they went through. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. Again, if you guys have these questions, post them in the question box, because it's difficult for me to scroll up and see what you asked, but she's willing to answer these questions for you. So again,
Paula, I love you. Thank you for being in here. I got Paula in here. She was on the show with me, so.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Okay, that's the same question. Someone says, is there an age limit that's too late to become an actor?
No, never.
Yeah, she answered that one for you guys.
On your deathbed, that's when everything is too late.
Mm-hmm. So could you kind of speak to kind of like what your I know that things are a little bit different now because we're in quarantine, or maybe not so much because some people are still working a lot. I know I'm working a lot myself, but what does like your day-to-day look like when you're actually like in the office or whatever in casting? What does that look like for you? Like a day for you?
In casting, so typically my day starts around, it depends on what time the first background have to be on set. So if, they have to be on set at 3:30 a.m., my day starts at 3:30 a.m. If they have to be on set at 5 a.m., my day starts at 5 a.m. because I basically have an on-set coordinator who's on set checking in the background when they come into work. And I'm in contact with her the entire time. She's texting me, letting me know who's there, who hasn't shown up yet. So I have to be, on point and on alert. Usually I make it to the office by like 8 a.m. and I just work and cast all day long. It's a lot of meetings as a casting director. And then I usually leave the office around like 7:30, try to make it to like yoga or workout or do something. And then depending on what time they wrap on set, so if they film till 12, I'm on call till like 12. So it's like honestly like a 24-hour 7 days a week type of job career.
Wow,
it's all day.
Juggling all of that on top of like, you following up with people and even along your journey, getting a lot of no's and experiencing a lot of rejection and stuff. Can you kind of speak to like wellness and how you handle all of that? Like, do you meditate? Do you pray? What do you do to stay well?
Yeah, so every morning, I wake up, I pray. So what I do when I'm casting is if I know that my first background is going to be on set at 3:30, or like 4:30, I normally wake up like 45 minutes before that, so I take care of me. If I don't take care of me, I can't take care of anyone.
A word.
So I wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, do all that. I usually make my tea, and then I always meditate. I meditate and I pray. I always read something from the scripture, and then I always read something from like the universe. I always read something that's going to inspire me and kind of like set my brain to where I want it to be. And then I meditate for about 20 minutes. After I'm done meditating, that's when the craziness of my job starts, and I got to get in the shower, get ready, get going. I try to work out as much as I possibly can. Obviously, with the job that I work, it's so hard to. But even if it's like 50 squats next to my desk,
Period.
or a 2-minute plank here and
Yeah.
there, or like walking around or taking the stairs. I try to do like whatever I possibly can to get some sort of exercise in, because that's too important to me to allow myself not to take care of my health and my well-being.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
meditating too changed my life. It changed me as like a human being.
Yes, that mindfulness. I'm on the same vibe. I, like I said, I meditate every day for 15 minutes a day. Listen to my affirmation videos, my meditation
Yes,
videos. It changed my life completely. You know, it just
absolutely.
makes you more present, I believe, you know.
Absolutely. And then also, in addition to the meditation and my books and my spirituality and all of that, I never listen to music in my apartment first thing in the morning. I wait until I get to my car. The
Mm,
first thing in the morning, somebody is teaching me something, whether it's like Mel Robbins, or it's
mhm,
Oprah, or it's Jim
mhm,
Rohn, or
mhm,
Tony Robbins, or somebody that is
mhm,
talking to me and speaking to me through a YouTube video or a podcast or a
mhm,
book, an audio book, telling me and teaching me what to do and how to live the life that I ultimately want to live. So I'm
right.
always just programming my mind. It's like a
Yeah,
constant like program. And then once I
absolutely.
get in the car, it's time to turn up and get myself ready for work and go and have fun. And yeah.
We sound like we have the same schedule, same morning schedule, same everyday schedule. You have way more questions now. Someone says, okay, what are the top 10 things not to do at an audition slash open call? That's 10? 10? That's a lot.
That's
Let's
too
just
many.
give, let's
I'll give
give
you a
three.
few. What not to do? Um, I mean, I deal with more background. I don't deal with principal.
Yeah, I can
So,
speak to that. I can speak to that. Me being an actress myself, I go to a lot
yeah,
of open calls. I do now. I'll tell you, depending on what market you're in, you'll do a lot of self-tape work, especially during this quarantine time. But if you are in LA or New York, you will do open call auditions. And I'll say a couple things. One, you need to be yourself, which is something she already spoke to.
for
Being as
sure.
confident and grounded in yourself, and that tends to happen from warming up your body before the audition. Sometimes some actors feel like, "Oh, I'm talented. I just got it in the bag," and they don't feel the need to warm up. But then they go into the space with that nervous energy, and you know, as a casting director, you'll feel those nerves.
Oh, for sure.
You spoke to that, how you know you can
Absolutely.
feel what's coming from the heart. And if you feel that someone's nervous and they're uncomfortable in their body, you too are gonna feel uncomfortable as well for them. And so I would say trying to be as confident as possible and you know, as connected to yourself as possible, because it's very difficult to take on the character of another if again you haven't looked in the mirror and explored that character of yourself. So
So,
doing that inner work is extremely important. Um,
absolutely.
Another thing, no, is like know the lines and don't come up with the excuse like, oh, I just got the sides today.
Oh,
They
yeah,
don't care.
definitely.
They
Definitely.
know you just got the sides today. And if you don't know the lines, at least know the intentions or at least have your sides right there and, you know, try to do the reading while skimming down and looking up, skimming down and looking up. But don't just go in there and not be prepared, you know. I think preparation is like key. You know about that. Like,
Absolutely.
can you think of another? I mean, um,
But
you
yeah, be
know,
yourself, be confident, um, listen, pay attention, bring a pen.
mm,
Um, yeah, bring a pen. Like those little things definitely matter, and we pay attention to all of that.
mhm,
Especially if like our directions told you to bring a pen, we're gonna pay attention to the fact that you didn't listen to that simple direction.
yeah. It's just like little things like details. Definitely, that's yeah, details.
Come with like clean clothes. Don't look like you just like rolled out of the bed.
Yes, come presentable. Look
Hmm.
your best. So yeah,
Yeah.
those would be like the don'ts. And like even like how you said when you were at the extras casting, you weren't trying to be friends with everybody because you were there on a mission. I at some auditions I get some actors that are talking to everybody, which is fine if that's what you want to do, if you're prepared. But if you're not prepared and you're in talking to everybody and stuff like that, you might want to use that time before you enter the audition space to actually prepare yourself for what's to come. But I hope that helped you. Let's take another question from them. Someone else says, well, this is a random question. Do you draw to calm your nerves? I I mean, I
Okay, so maybe they mean like doodle, like people doodle.
Oh, okay.
But no.
Yeah, some people do though. That works for you.
But what I do to calm my what I do to calm my nerves is I pray, I meditate, I dance. I'll put on a song that I really love. That's actually what I did like right before this. I always like will put on a song, twerk for a little bit, and I
Oh,
was like dancing in my mirror, like I think I'm gonna make a video after
nice.
this. Like, you know, I just do something to just take my mind off of what I'm about to go into.
Awesome. So someone says, what do you look for in reels? Is there a certain aspect that catches a director's eye? So again, you said you weren't working with the principal, but I
No.
mean, I'll just say to speak to with reels, you need to make sure your reel has footage that actually showcases you well. You know,
Yeah,
shows your range.
together well.
Yeah, like if you don't want to have a reel that, you know, doesn't show what you're actually capable of doing. You want to have invested in your reel. Make sure it looks professional as possible. It showcases you to the best of your ability. Make sure it's not too timely. What actors are doing now is they're creating clips specific to certain types or energy. So instead of having a reel, which you should have, you should
Yeah.
also have like clips from that reel that you can just send over for audition if they're looking for a doctor. If you have a clip that's specific to you playing a doctor, you know. So, you know, what catches a director's eye, I think, is you being yourself. You
Absolutely.
being as grounded as possible and you committing to that
Yes.
character. So as long as you're committing to that character and you're what they're looking for, you're going to catch the director's eye. But I do know casting directors say, you guys say, you know, immediately after like 5 seconds of watching the video if you want to continue to watch the video or not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's see if we have any more questions. We're gonna be wrapping up with her soon because she's given a lot of her time for us. But I want to say, I mean, you've already said this to them, but for those of them that came in a little bit later, if you just had 3 tips to leave with an artist, what would those 3 tips be? If you could just narrow it down to 3.
3 tips, like just in general, like
Yeah, just three
just
tips
in.
for them being artists. Like,
Okay, so what I would say is number one, and we've said this a hundred times, be yourself. Being authentic is everything because, like I said, real recognizes real. Who you are inside is who you are made to be. And you know, I struggle with this every single day. I would totally be lying if I didn't. Everyone does. It's okay to like 100% authentically be yourself. It is okay to make mistakes. It's okay to go down the wrong road. It's okay to um, um, throw yourself out there. It's okay to jump. Just be yourself. And whatever that means to you, be that and own it. And do not let anyone take that vision away from you. Number 2, I would say, actually, yeah, have a vision. Be very specific with what you want your life to look like, what you want to have, who you want in your life. Be so specific that, like, if I came up to you right now and I was like, what are your dreams? You know exactly what they are, and they can make you cry in a second.
yeah.
And if your dreams and your vision do not make you cry, then you're not dreaming big enough. And your why isn't strong enough. You have to know where you're going in life, and you have to know that it's going to take you 1,000,001 up and downs, right turns, left turns, in and out to get there. But when your vision is so strong, nothing is going to take that away from you, and nothing will stop you. So be yourself, have a vision. And number 3, for anyone out there, is do not give up.
Come on.
You can't give up. You really, really can't. And what's gonna keep you going are other people's stories. That's the only thing that's going to keep you going, because what another person's story is going to do for you is give you hope. Because what you're going to say to yourself is, damn, if she could do it, I can do it. If he could do it, I can do it. If they did it at 55, I could do it at 22. If they did it at 62, I could do it at 63. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. So you just have to be prepared You have to be prepared for the stones to be thrown.
Mm.
One thing that my dad said to me a long time ago, because it was like when I was going through this change, and I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, I believe in everything that's beautiful. I have Buddha sitting right there.
Amen.
I'm a very spiritual person, so whatever
Yeah.
you believe in is
Yeah.
beautiful. Let me get that out there. But my dad said something to me. He said, nobody liked Jesus either. And so whether or not you believe in Jesus or believe in what he's about, or you're a Christian, just think of the fact of how many people tried to stop him. How many people tried to take him off of course and tell him that what he believed in isn't what it is. Yeah. And what if Jesus did stop? Or what if Martin Luther King did stop? Or what if Oprah did stop? What if all these people did stop? We would never have their stories. So when you're feeling like quitting, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like defeated, when you feel like the whole world just came crashing down, stop everything, go to YouTube and type in what you're feeling, and follow it by motivational video, defeated video, motivational video, be inspired, feeling down, how to get unstuck, how to get inspired, whatever you're feeling, just go type it in, and I guarantee YouTube, Google will give you what you need. And then sit down and listen to those stories, and sit down and watch those videos. And if one video does not change your attitude, listen to another one.